we have the Invention Convention, the STEMIE program, and it's a wonderful program. And sometimes people say, well, aren't there other programs out there like this? And the answer is yes, absolutely. There's design thinking, there's people doing coding, there's hackathons, there's maker spaces, absolutely. And these programs are all excellent. There's nothing wrong with them. And nothing I say is a criticism of any of them. And the reason nothing I say is a criticism of any of them is because they are all incorporated into the Invention Convention program. So I have worked at a makerspace. I've helped start makerspaces, and makerspaces are great because you're making something. But that's just a part of the whole STEMIE process, to make something. If you're doing coding, coding is a very wonderful skill and a good skill. And if you're using something that involves some microcontrollers or you need a computer, you can learn coding to work with your invention. If you're doing design thinking, you need to go through what is the steps of design. But it can't just be a design floating in the air. It has to be a design that works in the real world. Every production engineer in the world can tell you stories about where somebody gave them a design for a new product and they said, this is a wonderful design, but it can't be made. There's a whole program of design for manufacturing. It's not enough to design something wonderful. It has to be able to be made, and made with the technology we have, and made so that it can be made and sold at a profit. Okay? There's an engineering expression. There are three things: cheap, fast, and good. You get to pick two. If it's cheap and fast, it won't be any good. If it's good and fast, it won't be cheap. You can't do all three. You can only pick two. And part of the Invention Convention program is enabling students to realize there are trade-offs. You cannot have everything. And so when you get into these other programs, I think they're excellent, and they should be incorporated into a larger Invention Convention STEMIE program. Not only that, but then STEMIE takes it even further, because not only have they now learned things, the process is we have science, technology, engineering, and math. We put them in that order because in English it spells the word STEM. I really think it should have been science, okay? And then from science comes the engineering. And using the science and the engineering, you get the math. So maybe it's science, math, engineering, and then technology. But that doesn't spell an English word, so they didn't do that, okay? But now that you have those basic skills, you put them together to solve a problem, and that is the I in STEMIE. That is the invention. The invention is the creation of something, not just to create something, but to create something to serve a need, to solve a problem. Now, once you've created something, the next step is the entrepreneurship, to go and bring it into the marketplace, to make it available to people. And when I say entrepreneurship, I don't necessarily mean that you have to start a new company, okay? But it is a new product. And so this is incredibly important to real companies because they are looking for people who know the STEM part. They're looking for people who can take all that STEM information and put it together. But the companies are all in business selling, supplying something, and that's the E, that's the entrepreneurship. And so the STEMIE program gives the students the complete picture, the complete experience of what is needed by society out in the real world. And that's the value of doing this. And that's the importance of what the STEMIE Invention program is.